What does lettuce have to do with increasing your prices? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can use the example of lettuce to increase your prices and ultimately your profit. But first, my name is David, and I help business owners who are working too hard for too little reward understand their numbers so they can get control over their cash flow and put more money in their pocket. Before we start, it'd be great if you'd like this video and subscribe. Okay, let's get started. Step 1. Stop thinking of what you're selling is a commodity. You know, I hear a lot from small business owners that they can't increase their prices because they sell a product or service which is the same as their competitors, and if they were to increase their prices, they would lose customers and be out of business. I totally get why they think that what they sell is a commodity. But I remind them that you can change this commodity thinking, especially in the minds of your customers. And this is where lettuce comes in. You see, you can buy a whole lettuce for a pretty cheap price, and I think you would agree that lettuce is pretty much a commodity, right? But if I take that same lettuce, chop it up, wash it, and put it in a bag, that lettuce suddenly seems a whole lot different from plain old commodity lettuce and becomes instantly more valuable and commands a higher price. Why? Well, people who don't want to chop up lettuce, wash it, add in carrots, etc. will perceive the lettuce in a bag as being convenient and more valuable than a plain old head of lettuce and will gladly pay more for it. In many cases, they're willing to pay 300 to 400% more. Later on in this video, I'll explain a little bit more as to why this is the case. What about water? That's a commodity, right? But applying the same logic as lettuce in a bag, water can be differentiated from being a commodity and suddenly command a higher price. So don't get trapped into this commodity thinking. Let me know in the comments below if you think what you sell is a commodity and how you might change that thinking. Okay, step 2, focus on value. When you differentiate your product or service from the competition, customers will pay you higher prices as they perceive the value as being greater than the just plain old product or service. But why does this work? Well, there is a perception that most people are price sensitive, but it turns out that this is really just a big myth. You see, there certainly are price sensitive people in society, but it's much less than you probably think. In fact, estimates by economists have determined that between 14 to 20% of people view price as the sole determinant of what they buy or not buy. This means that most people are not price sensitive, they are value sensitive. In other words, for the majority of us, we compare the benefit we get from the product or service to the price. If the benefit is greater than the price, then we are much more willing to buy. So how can you do this? Well, let me explain first the psychology behind this. If I were to give you a box and ask you to guess the weight of that box, the chances are you would have a very difficult time guessing with any accuracy the weight of that box. But if I were to give you 2 boxes, the chances are you'd be able to tell me which one is heavier. And the same goes for your product or service you sell versus your competition. If I can show your customers that your service is more valuable to them, they most likely will go with the value over the price. Of course, you'll still get the price conscious customers, but are these really the best customers that you even want? My guess is no, and I've certainly found this out in my own business. So psychology has proven that value is what we are thinking when we decide if we want to buy or not. Step 3, put yourself in your customer's shoes. So we've already established that nothing is a commodity unless we have the mindset it is, and focusing on value is more important as people place value over price when making a buying decision. But how can you differentiate what you are already selling and make it more valuable to your customers, especially if what you think you're selling is a commodity? You know, this sounds simple, and it really can be if you step back and take a look at what you're already doing and see how you can add more value along with communicating this value to your customer. For example, if you own an auto repair shop offering free shuttle service, free lattes and Wi-Fi in the waiting room, offering overnight drop-offs, etc., adds value to customers versus another shop that does not offer this. In addition, your shop may offer a 20-point inspection check with that oil change or service that gives the customer the perceived value of peace of mind that their automobile is being taken care of and can be relied upon or not, depending on what is found. The key is looking at it from the customer's point of view, or even ask them how you can make what you do more convenient and easy for them. Think lettuce in a bag. What you'll find is that most customers will purchase based on convenience and peace of mind. Nail these two and you'll see that you can charge a higher price without adding much, if any, cost. Most importantly, change your mindset to throw out the thought of what you're selling is a commodity and focus instead on being different. Heck, Apple's slogan is just that, right? Think different. When you start to look at what you do as being different and better than your competition and approach value from how you can serve your customer better, you'll find that you can finally get out of this commodity trap thinking and start to implement ways to differentiate. When this happens, just watch as your profits start to increase, not to mention having happier and better customers. So let me know in the comments below how you think you can differentiate your product or service. As always, thanks for watching this video, and if you haven't, I'd love if you'd subscribe and hit that button. For now, I wish you and your business well.